Hey guys, welcome to my top 7 best cartoons currently airing. But before I get started, I want to mention that I have a survey down in the description that you can fill out for feedback on this channel and the stuff I do on it. So you can go fill that out and tell me what you like about my channel and what you might not like. But you can fill that out after this video. So before I start with the list, let me lay down a couple of rules. First of all, the title of this video has besides MLP in it, so I'm not going to be placing My Little Pony Friendship is Magic in this list. Mainly because I don't know how to place it, because it is one of my favorite shows. And because I've already talked about it so much before in the past. Second rule is it has to be currently airing, whether it's reruns or a current season. And the third and final rule is no adult cartoons. This is strictly a list for cartoons that are meant for everybody. So you won't be seeing Bob's Burgers or Rick and Morty on this list. So now with those out of the way, let's get started. Number 7 is Clarence. I made a video about this cartoon back when it first aired its pilot. And then I thought it was sort of quirky but fun, and the episodes in the season so far have been quirky but fun. Now it seems like some people won't give this cartoon a chance because of what happened with Skylar Page a few months back, or a month back, I can't remember when it was. If you don't know what I'm talking about, then that's for the better, I guess. But for the people who do know what I'm talking about, you have to remember that cartoons are not made by just one person. It takes an entire team to put together a show. Anyway, like I said, the show is pretty quirky but fun. It gives a sort of nostalgic feeling, and I like the fact that Clarence lives with his mom and her boyfriend. It's a very atypical family, and he has atypical friends too. Personally, one of my favorite episodes so far is when he made Clarence dollars, and he just wanted to give them to people to make people happy. And speaking of making people happy, next on the list is Wander over Yonder. It took me a while to warm up to Wander, since I don't typically like the extremely happy character. I mean, they did that character right with SpongeBob, for a time. But every time I see that kind of character, I just think, this character can't exist. I say as I watch cartoons. Anyway, as I started watching Wander Over Yonder a little bit more, the character interactions between Wander and Sylvia actually had me really interested. And I really liked this recent episode they had where Wander and Sylvia wandered into this void-type place. Also, Lord Hater can be really fun at times. Next up is Adventure Time!
Why is Adventure Time so low on the list?
Well, to be honest, the show isn't as good as it used to be. Well, that's a lie. It's not as good as it used to be, it's just not as unfocused as it used to be. I don't know. I'm not sure why I don't like Adventure Time as much as I used to. Because it seems like they are going for these continuing narratives, but in a way that they don't really seem like they know what they're doing with them. The show is still very fun to watch, and I really love learning about the land of Ooh. But for some reason, I just don't like it as much as I once did. I mean, I still like it more than Clarence and Wander Over Yonder, so that counts for something, I guess. Next up is Regular Show. Now, I feel like I've always liked Regular Show more than Adventure Time, mainly because the characters seem to act consistently. And sometimes the characters have learned. There have even been some surprisingly emotional moments in this show. Especially with the episode Busted Cart, where Mordecai and Rigby wreck the golf cart and they have to ride with Benson to go replace it. And there's a point in the episode where Benson yells at them like he always does, but Benson actually breaks down emotionally. Kudos to the voice actor for that. And recently I really like Regular Show because CJ has become sort of a main character. And I always liked her from the first episode that she was in. So even though it has been running as long as Adventure Time has, I still like it better. Next up is The Amazing World of Gumball. I'm really surprised I started liking this show as much as I do. Like I said in my video about this, I do take everything I said about Gumball when I first talked about it back. Because this show is hilarious. I've laughed more at this show than I have at any other show on this list. Well, if it made you laugh the most, why isn't it number 1? While comedy is a factor in cartoons, it's not completely why I watch them. Though it is a big factor of why I watch them. Which is why Gumball is number 3. Every episode in the past 2 seasons I have actually laughed out loud at. And I really love what they did for the beginning of Season 3 when the child actors for Season 1 and 2 were too old. They didn't ignore that the actors changed, they actually made it into a storyline. And they made an incredible hip-hop music video about it. Another thing I love about Gumball is all of the character designs. At first it's a bit jarring since there are so many different styles within one cartoon, but eventually you get used to them and you start to pick out favorites in the show. I personally really like Terry. Now for my number 2, which is Steven Universe. Now, Steven Universe hasn't had a full season yet. Why do I have it at number 2? Well, it's mainly the fact that the cartoon is actually really good, both in comedy, animation, and characters. All of the gems have these very distinct personalities. There could be a show with just them alone, but adding Steven to the mix just makes it more fun to watch. Plus, Steven is literally Saber. The way Steven acts is the way I imagine my friend Saber acting as a kid. And for me personally, that makes the show even better. The show is already great with some really interesting storylines in each episode, but that little personal thing just makes it more enjoyable for me. Also, Pearl is best gem. And the #1 cartoon that I think is the best currently airing is Gravity Falls. Now, Tommy Oliver already made a video on why this cartoon is so good, so I'm going to link that for you guys to watch. Just everything about this cartoon is perfect. The animation is great, the characters are really great, the humor is even greater. Like I said, I probably laughed more at Gumball, but the jokes crafted in Gravity Falls are so good that I just appreciate it more. And I love all the weird paranormal stuff that happens in Gravity Falls. A couple of my favorite episodes include the one where they find dinosaurs, and when Dipper befriends that Street Fighter knockoff character. Now, I didn't even mention the fact that this cartoon actually has a continuing narrative. I would still like this cartoon if it didn't. The characters are just that likable and the humor is just that good. Plus, Mabel is adorable in every episode. So, what do you guys think of my list? Did you expect me to put something else on this list? What are some shows that I have not listed that you think I should give a watch? Because there are a lot of currently airing cartoons that I have not watched yet. Like I said in my TMNT review, I have not watched the TMNT cartoon, but I hear it's really good. Leave your thoughts down in the comments, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Oh yeah, fill out the survey down below. Fill that out. Okay, bye for real now. Hey, if you enjoyed this video, give it a like and share it. And be sure to subscribe for videos I upload every week. And if you're feeling really generous, check out my Patreon page. And as always, thank you for watching.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Well, by now we're getting a bit used to winter. We're like soldiers in the middle of a campaign, growing hardened to discomfort and better able to take it.